Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel FISHAHOLIC. I hope your preparation is going well. So today I am going to discuss about prawn culture part 2nd. In this we will see how the prawn is cultured in different systems. Before starting a video, it's a request. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to my channel and like, share and comment on my videos. So let's start the video. So first we will see about the prawn hatchery. The hatchery building is usually associated with nursery tank and grow out ponds in terms of water supply and other requirements. Freshwater prawn hatchery produces post larvae for growing out in ponds and for a sale to other prawn grow out enterprises. So as you can see, hatchery जो है हमारी is associated with nursery tank and grow out tanks, ponds. So nursery tanks are those in which we will produce or rear the juveniles, and grow out ponds are those in which we will rear the adults one. Next, freshwater prawn farming concepts. So in this we will see how the different concepts are used to farm the prawn in different systems. So freshwater prawn culture are grown in earthen prawn located in coastal areas of the country with tropical and subtropical climates. So prawn culture is done in the ponds which are located near the coastal areas in the tropical and subtropical climates. Ponds are filled with freshwater. Prawn is reproduced and raised in a captive, are stocked into the pond and are ready to harvest within 90 to 120 days. So ponds are filled with fresh water. Generally हमारे जो prawn है, these are cultured in a fresh water and they are harvested after the 90 to 120 days. So in 3 to 4 months. Farming of freshwater prawn can be dependent on the following things. So let's see what are the things the prawn farming is basically dependent. So first, the location of farm permits, farming strategies, pond construction, crop species, feeding, stocking, management and harvesting. So these are the concepts or these are the things on which the freshwater prawn culture is mainly dependent. So let's see the farm location. Our first and foremost thing for the prawn culture is farm location. A study of potential market for the product and careful selection of suitable site for prawn culture, whether it be for larval like hatchery or grow out phases, is an essential prerequisite for a successful farming. So in this you can see the prerequisite for successful farming is the potential market for the product. It means that there should be a potential market, as you can have the potential of selling that product or the prawn in that area. So this should be there, and the hatchery, larval and the grow out phases should be properly done. Okay guys, farm constructed near of freshwater body should be there, as there should be a proper water available. Road access, power supply, communication facilities and emergency generator are all essential component of a run the equipment and operating system in the hatchery. So these are the most important and emergency things required for the hatchery management or operating system in the hatchery. Next is the farm permit. So farm permit should be there. Construction permit from the crop of engineers, aquaculture permit from the state, local permit from the local people which live there and want the farm to be constructed in their area or not. Next is farming strategies. So different farming strategies are there. So first is extensive. There should be a large pond, low stocking density, little management or investment. So extensive is like कि आपको ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करनी है इसमें, आपका पॉन्ड्स जो होंगे वो बहुत लार्ज होंगे, जबकि आपकी स्टॉकिंग डेंसिटी जो होगी वो काफ़ी कम होगी, आपका मैनेजमेंट इसमें ज़्यादा नहीं होगा, इन्वेस्टमेंट बहुत कम रहेगी आपकी, and the semi-intensive falls in between the two extreme of intensive and semi-intensive. So in semi-intensive farming, you have to be in between the extensive and intensive farming. Intensive farming, small pond aeration, high stocking density and feeding. So in this, the investment is very high, and the management is also very important factor of the intensive farming. The ponds are smaller, aeration is very much done in the intensive farming, and density is very high. Stocking density is very high. Next is water quality. Fresh water from the river, stream or lakes or rainwater or groundwater can be used. So fresh water for the management of the water system is very important. So it can be taken from the river, streams, lakes or rainwater. Hardness, which means CaCO3, should be in the range of 50 to 100 ppm. Seawater is needed to mix with the fresh water to produce brackish water for the larvae. Brackish water is required for the freshwater form prawn culture. The seawater is disinfected with the 10 ppm of calcium hypochlorite and stored for at least a week before the use. Next is water quality for a grow out pond. So grow out ponds are for those which are coming in a adult stage. So temperature should be less than 68 Fahrenheit, which means 28 degrees Celsius. Salinity 0.5 to 35 ppt. Salinity should be between the 0.5 to 35 ppt. Dissolved oxygen less than 5 ppm. pH 7 to 8.3. Unionized ammonia should be less than 0.01 ppm. Nitrite should be less than 1 ppm. Nitrate should be less than 60 ppm. Pond construction is a goal or is most important part for the prawn culture. So pond range in a size from 1 to 10 acre, 4 to 7 feet depth, gentle bottom slope, well maintained level. Next is hatchery component. So there are so many hatchery components which should be kept in mind before starting a prawn hatchery. Some of the basic hatchery component and equipment are building to the house. The larval rearing space. So as you can see, this is the hatchery, and there should be a building where larval rearing space should be there. Hatch tank should be of 1000 liter. Larval rearing tank, holding tank of 1000 liter for post larva, also used for brood stock holding. Nursery tank 5000 liter for post larva, optional. Freshwater storage tank, salt water storage tank, mixed water storage tank, water pump management, plastic baskets, basins, containers, equipment for packing and transport of post larva, feed and chemical, pond of 200 to 400 meters square for rearing, maintaining adult prawn for breeding. So different components are there for the hatchery management. There should be different ponds or tanks, as you can see. For the larva rearing, there is a different tank. Holding tank for brood stock is different. Nursery tank, and the freshwater tank, storage tank, mixed water tank, there should be in a different storages or tanks. Everything is done on the basis of different purpose. For different purpose, the different tanks are used, and the management is done as fertilized pond prior to the stocking. So tank should be fertilized before the stocking. Feed, good quality prawn feed should be 35% should be the protein, and 3% to 5% body weight per day, and it is given to 3 to 5% body weight per day, providing aeration when necessary. Next is harvesting. So harvesting is done in the month of October. Drain and seen pond net is used. Direct market or sale to processor. Store after dry. Storing can be done after drying. Prawn harvesting in a river and pond is done by push nets. Okay guys, push net is used for prawn harvesting from river and ponds. Brood stock. So let's see how the brood stock is maintained or caring is done of brood stock. The adult male and female prawn chosen for breeding are called brood stock. So adult male and female which are mature enough to breed are called as brood stock. On an average, 500 to 1000 prawn, male and female, need to be kept as a brood stock. Buried female of 10 to 12 centimeter long usually carry out about 10,000 to 30,000 egg each, and 40 gram female and 35 gram male is used. Buried females are those which are ready to lay eggs. Brood stock are usually reared in the pond, starting with an initial stocking density of 4 to 5 post larvae per meter square of pond area and reducing to 2 per meter square at the adult size. So 4 to 5 post larvae are stocked per meter square, whereas when they are adult they are stocked at the rate of 2 per meter square. Next is growth to maturity. So we will see how the post larvae grow to maturity. So post larvae grow to maturity within 4 to 7 months in a freshwater ponds. The post larvae grow to maturity is depending on the temperature, food and environmental conditions. So there should be a temperature, food and environmental condition, which is basically post larvae is most dependent on these three things. So temperature should be favorable, so they can easily grow to maturity, and their gonadal development should be very depending on the temperature. So maturity stage of female and male can be determined by external examination of ovary and testes. Feeding brood stock. So feeding brood stock is very much important, as feed is one of the most important factor on which the post larvae growth is dependent. An example of pellet formulated feed for brood stock feeding should be consist roughly protein 40%, as you can see. For the growing, protein should be more. So 40% is protein, fat 10%, carbohydrate 33%, ash 9%, fiber 8%, gross in energy 4.3 calorie per gram. Hatching tank management. So after brood stock, the hatching tank management should be very important in prawn culture. Buried female ready for spawning should not be disturbed and should be kept scheduled in a hatching tanks. Start with 500 liter fresh water in a 1000 liter hatch tank and stock a maximum of 3 to 4 buried females. Keep the temperature 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, pH 7 to 7.3 until the egg hatch. Tank should be kept clean and free of dirt, debris through regular water exchange and water springe. So बरीड फीमेल जो है हमारी स्पॉनिंग के लिए अगर रेडी है, उन्हें डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाहिए. एंड कैप्ट शेड्यूल्ड इन द हैच टैंक. शेड्यूल कर लेना चाहिए कि कब हमें हैचिंग टैंक में उन्हें डालना है. स्टार्ट विद 500 लीटर फ्रेश वाटर इन 1000. सो जो हमारे 1000 लीटर के टैंक हैं, हैचिंग टैंक हैं, उनमें 500 लीटर हम पहले वाटर फ्रेश वाटर डालेंगे और मैक्सिमम हम 3 to 4 बरीड फीमेल जो हैं रेडी टू ले एग आर स्टॉक्ड इन देम and kept the temperature at 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. And proper cleaning and regular water exchange should be there in a hatching tank. Factor encouraging prawn farming expansion. So which are the factors which are increasing the prawn farming? We will see here. So compatible with agriculture, small farmer can practice in their own land, no interference with mangrove or environment, can be normally grown in salinity up to 8 ppt, larger suitable areas all over the country. So these are the factors which are definitely encouraging the prawn farming. So small farmer can easily practice this prawn farming in their land, no interference is there in the environment, and can be grown in salinity up to 8 ppt. Pond farming reducing poverty. So more than 80% of farms less an acre and handled by a small farmer. Large number of monocrop, low yielding paddies now converted into the farm, producing high priced prawn and fish in rotation with paddy. Pond embankment grow vegetable and fruits, fetching extra income and providing better nutrition also. So these are the factors which are also reducing the poverty. 80% फार्मर जो है हमारे पैडीज विच इज लो or low yielding crops are converted into prawn farming, which yield them more high priced, and they can also grow vegetable fruits which are fetching more extra income from the prawn farming also. So it is also better for the nutrition purpose. So here comes the end. Thanks for watching guys. Do subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on Instagram for more such type of notes and for such videos also.